possession, power, and control. It is a natural part of every human experience to stumble through this beginning phase of life in our neediness and lack of ability to care for ourselves. That is why the family is the most important aspect of any society, to care, guide, and direct us from that place of dependence into a mature and responsible interdependence in the world. Unfortunately, we do not have perfect upbringing, perfect parents, nor humans who are capable of bringing us fully to this sort of maturity and responsibility. We continue to put enormous efforts of energy into finding happiness in these instinctual emotional programs, even as adults. When we sense that the securities, approvals, and affections are withheld, emotions of grief, anger, fear, and discouragement take over. On top of that, other complicated emotions like envy, jealousy, vanity, ambition, pride, greed, apathy, and anger ensue, all making us unhappy at times. We can go back through this cycle again and again as we continually invest our energy in pursuing these instinctual needs from others in the world. So it sounds like kind of a grim outlook for humanity. How do we break free from these cycles? Well, as has been said many times in this chapel, we can't. Our guardian has made that clear many times. We're not capable, we're powerless of our own human willpower to break entirely free from them. We need the help of something greater than ourselves. Bishop Robert Barron recently reflected, we try in vain to satisfy these deepest longings of our heart with something less than God. Do we have to anxiously seek Him so that He can give us what we long for? Thankfully, we don't. The Lord already knows all that we are going through and is leading us from within these old ways of living by implanting within our hearts that homing device that seeks Him as the only eternal fulfillment of our deepest needs. Today's readings show us two examples of people's longing for that fulfillment, trapped in their old ways but unknowingly being led by the Lord. The Israelites are led into the desert seeking freedom from slavery, a better way to live. The Samaritan woman is led to draw water from the well in the middle of the day when no one is around and she can be free from judgments of her way of life. Both the Israelites and the woman at the well are aware of a need for something greater than the life they are living and are moved by this awareness. What they are not aware of, however, is that it was God who's leading them to these places. Not knowing they had arrived to the place God was calling them, the Israelites, in their physical thirst, longed to go back to their old familiar ways, even in terms of slavery and discontentment. They quarreled and tested the Lord, saying, "Is the Lord in our midst or not?" The woman at the well, not knowing who Jesus was, questions how he, a Jew, can ask her, an unclean Samaritan, for a drink, and suggests that she should be asking him for a drink when he has no bucket to retrieve it. She then wrestles with his questions and insights into her life. Why is this taking place in a foreign land away from Jerusalem, the traditional place of encountering the Lord in worship? Benedict XVI points to this moment where a real dilemma arises, the deep-seated waywardness of our existence. Both the Israelites and the woman are brought face to face with themselves. As they fled in fear from their persecutors and critics, they're brought to an encounter with God that brings about this examination of self. It is in this bottoming out that their eyes are opened. Moses, the target of the Israelites' discontent, out of options, cries out to the Lord in desperation. The woman expresses belief that the Messiah is coming, the one called Christ, who will tell us everything. And God responds. The water flows from the rock for the people to drink, and they once again find trust in God. Jesus fulfills the prophecy to the Samaritan woman, revealing that He is the one who she has come to believe in. Both were led through despair, discontent, and fear to a place where they could see their own weakness, their own powerlessness, powerlessness, and God was there waiting for them. He didn't impose himself. He allowed them to freely come to this place and see the truth of their existence. This all leads me to some questions we can ask in our lives during this Lenten season. What are the ways we seek to escape that leave us feeling frustrated or addicted rather than renewed and at peace? Next time we go to those less than fulfilling places driven by discontent, desire, enslavement, or fear, can we remember that He is always already there waiting for us? More importantly, we are called to communion. And what are we doing as a result of our conversions? Are we like the Samaritan woman, leaving our water jar of worldly ambitions and comfort to go and proclaim the fullness of Christ, which awaits us and all others? Is this at the core of our existence? Is this what moves us? When we encounter others, either in a deep-seated waywardness of existence or in the everydayness of life, because we may not know what someone may be going through, can we acknowledge their presence and the worthiness of their dignity as Christ did? He is the only one who gives and sustains every moment of our existence. He calls us to turn and acknowledge Him as such and see what life He offers. He promises this for eternity.